In September of this year, Queen Mary of Denmark took part in a very special event, the 25th anniversary of the National Center for Grief in Copenhagen. For many, it was just another official appearance, but for the Queen herself, it became an opportunity to share deeply personal feelings that rarely become public in royal circles. Elegant in a black dress adorned with a bright red flower-shaped brooch, Mary gave a speech that touched the hearts of those present. She admitted that moments like these remind her of the personal pain she still carries within. The 53-year-old wife of King Frederick openly spoke about the hardest chapter of her life, the death of her mother, Henrietta Donaldson, when Mary was only 25 years old. The Queen emphasized that anyone who has lost a loved one knows the pain never fully disappears, but over time you learn to live with it. Gradually, the feeling of loss is replaced by gratitude for the moments you shared together. In her words, there was both personal comfort and support for everyone who faces a similar trial. Often we perceive monarchs as symbols of power and tradition, forgetting that behind the titles stand real people with their joys and sorrows. Mary Donaldson's story before she ascended the throne makes this especially clear. Australian by birth, she endured a tragedy that changed the course of her life long before she met the future King of Denmark. 1997 became a turning point for the young woman. After losing her mother, Mary left her career in advertising and took a 2-year break. Later, she recalled that at the time she felt completely alone and misunderstood, as if life around her kept moving forward while she herself was stuck in place. The path to inner healing began with travel, first to the United States, then to Europe. In Edinburgh, she worked for 3 months at an advertising agency, and in 1999, she returned to Australia to restart her career. No one, including Mary herself, could have guessed that only a year later, during the Olympic Games in Sydney in the year 2000, she would meet the man beside whom she was destined to become queen of one of Europe's oldest monarchies. At the anniversary event of the Center for Grief, the Queen used a touching metaphor. The memory of loved ones can be compared to their greeting. They somehow remain with us when we recall them, say their names, or do things connected with them. She made a special impression when she mentioned the center's new facilities, a symbolic forest with a memorial tree where visitors can leave messages to their departed loved ones. Mary noted that nature has always given her a sense of peace and connection with those dearest to her. She shared that it is in nature she feels especially close to her mother, because there her thoughts calm down, and she can sense what easily gets lost in the bustle of everyday life. Back in the year 2023, when she took part in the program Nature and Our Minds, the Crown Princess at the North Sea, she explained that it is precisely in the silence and beauty of nature that she feels her mother's presence. The memory of her mother has become not only a personal source of strength for the Queen, but also a direction for her public work. In honor of Henrietta Donaldson, Mary actively supports the foundation Hjerteforeningen, which works on the prevention of cardiovascular diseases. Programs for early diagnosis, the installation of defibrillators, awareness campaigns, all of this has become part of her efforts and, in a way, a living monument to her mother. At the beginning of her speech, Mary turned to the words of the well-known Danish priest and writer Johannes Melhav, "Grief is the price of love." She continued, explaining that love is worth it, even if loss seems meaningless, because meaning always remains in the love itself for the person who has gone. Since January of last year, when Frederick and Mary became King and Queen of Denmark, after the abdication of Queen Margrethe II, more and more official duties have fallen on their shoulders. Over her years in the royal family, Mary has earned a reputation as a sincere and compassionate person, someone who truly cares about people and their well-being. Her openness and her willingness to share the emotional side of her life have made her one of the most beloved figures in the Danish monarchy. The story of Queen Mary is a story of how tragedy can become a source of inner strength and understanding. Having lost her mother in youth, she not only learned to live with that pain, but also managed to turn her personal experience into support for others. Her work in the field of mental health, especially for young people, and her dedication to helping those who are grieving go far beyond formal royal duties. It is a genuine wish to make the world kinder and more humane. In a society where monarchs are often viewed through the prism of luxury and privilege, Mary of Denmark reminds us that there are feelings and trials common to all. Her honesty and courage in speaking about such topics as loss and emotional health are especially valuable because of her position. Today, looking at the confident and elegant Queen of Denmark, it is hard to imagine that lost young woman who nearly 3 decades ago felt directionless. But it is precisely this path, full of doubts and searching, that shaped Mary into who she is: strong, compassionate, and ready to use her role for the good of others. Through her words and actions, Queen Mary shows again and again, true strength does not lie in denying pain, but in the ability to live with it and turn personal trial into support for those around you. Perhaps this is the essence of true greatness, not the title or the crown, but the ability to remain human and open, even at the very top of society.